Live stream is on.
All right.
Yo.
The UnNamed NASCAR Podcast is back. We are back.
Yes.
Just like always, we have to play the video of William Byron because his racing career started on a computer. I forgot how to already share the. Okay, there it is.
Perfect start, boys.
Here comes the 9. He's got a big hole. He'll dive to the bottom of the racetrack. Buyout trying to get by the 1. He slides up the racetrack. The 1 into the wall. William Buyout dives to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll try to clear first. Buyout gets up in front of him. Can he hold on to the position? That pass right there may have been for the championship. Buyout able to get by. Now he has smooth sailing in front of him as he goes to the wall. Here comes Zapper. Zap. Problem. Gets into the back of the 18. They stay. Zapper even touched the wall. What a save by the 18 of Ryan Brooks and Elliott Sadler. Stuart Haas and the Xfinity Series team looking for their first win. Cole Hester out of 4. He's going to win in Miami.
Wait, guys.
Yes.
The video is still private, so I'm going to restart.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I finally got it open. Yay.
Let's do that again. All right.
At least you know it's now that it's private.
Yeah. I was going to check when the video was playing, so let's do that again.
Ryan Bruce McLemore.
All right. Let's see if I can get this thing. How do I do this? Alright, it's gonna take a second. Alright, here we go.
There's nothing saying it's live on your channel yet.
I'm about to hit the public button. So, it's about to go up. Let me just make sure it actually works this time. Yeah. Okay. Right, it's up. What's up, guys? The UnNamed NASCAR Podcast is back, and we are memeing like always.
Howdy, guys.
So,
Not much. I'm on my lunch break at work.
Oh, Rusty just joined. Hey. All right, so we're about to play the tradition of playing the William Byron video before every episode.
What a problem, computer.
Paste. Share.
Here comes the 9. He's got a big hole. He'll dive to the bottom of the racetrack.
Just to let you guys know, I'm outside of
Buyout trying to
my
get by the 1.
workplace, so that's why you might hear
He
cars go
slides
by
up the
and birds
racetrack.
chirping and stuff.
The 1 into the wall. William Buyout dives to the bottom of the racetrack. He'll try to clear first. Buyout gets up in front of him. Can he hold on to the position? That pass right there may have been for the championship. Buyout able to get by. Now he has smooth sailing in front of him as he goes to the wall. Here comes Zapper. Zap. Problem. Gets into the back of the 18. They stay. Zappler even touched the wall. What a save by the 18 of Ryan Brooks and Elliott Zappler. Stuart Haas and the Xfinity Series team looking for their first win. Cole Custer out of 4. He's going to win in Miami. And right behind him, the 9-year-old rookie phenom whose racing career started on a problem computer is looking to win the 2017 Toyota. Coming out of 4, William Byron is Xfinity Series champion.
The greatness that provides.
So let's get started by talking about the Pro Invitational Series and kind of the NASCAR season from before we went to break. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Pro Invitational was, given for that was thrown last minute and everything, it did well. But I like the fact in a way that they did fixed setups, but at the same time I didn't. Why I liked it was because it gives drivers that normally don't get as much attention, the attention and usually running in the front. But at the same time I didn't like it because, kind of feel like if you're more, I want to see how these guys were to do on like custom setups and see if they could put them from the real world to the virtual world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's also like I thought for a few of the races there were just like too many wrecks.
We are not sponsored.
What Darlington wants to know your location?
It's Beppis, so he fine.
This
It would be even funnier if you just pulled out a can of Coke and you poured a little bit of it into the Pepsi, and then you just see him in the chat like, "This is blasphemy" or something like that. Just see him ranting about how Coca-Cola is the worst soda ever known to mankind, whereas Pepsi's like a god or something like that. I don't even know.
We all know who which one is the real god, though. Dr. Pepper.
I was going to say, the real god in this world is Ryan Newman.
Yeah, speaking of Newman.
He may have no neck, but man, he's huge.
That dude's a tank. I don't care who you are. That dude's a tank.
Yeah, since our last podcast of this, we saw the 2020 Daytona 500, and it was horrifying the last lap.
Yeah, that was probably the scariest 2 hours after the race of me watching NASCAR ever.
Yeah, it was 2 hours. I was at work. I was really cleaning a room. I saw the last lap myself. I saw Newman get turned, and I couldn't take my eyes off him. I literally didn't even know who won because I was just so
yeah, I didn't
shocked.
even see who won until they said Hamlin won, and they
I was watching the 500 at my house because it was one of the handful of days off I had from work. Or actually, I think it was before I even started working when I saw that. I thought after they had cut away from focusing on Newman's wreck, I thought that Blaney had beat Hamlin, but it wound up being that Hamlin beat Blaney.
And that slow motion, and that slow motion shot of Newman the first time they showed it.
Yeah, that was bad.
It horrified me. I literally visibly went, "Oh no, oh God!" I was alone at work at the time, so I didn't get any weird looks at all. So I'm glad about that. But
yeah,
I literally felt physically sick to my stomach because I thought we had seen Newman die. That just died just then.
Me too.
Yeah, did you guys see
When that
the
wreck happened afterwards, I was worried that LaJoy and Blaney were going to be treated the same way that Sterling Marlin and Schrader were going to be treated after Gale's wreck.
Death
Yeah.
threats.
Yeah, stuff like that. Mainly hate.
Yeah.
Not
Well, I
really.
mean-
Mainly it was like just absolutely hating them.
Did you guys see the thing that like they put out this week about like his helmet was like crushed or something?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
know.
I saw that. I was like, holy crap. Did that
I know,
actually
it,
as if so, sweet mother of God, that is crazy.
I know, and it was like the second
I
race
mean-
he wore that type of helmet. So like, if that
Also, this
happened
is-
like last year, like he would have been.
Off topic. What if I disconnect? It's because the storm's outside, and yeah, the power might go out.
Speaking of storms, I had one in my area yesterday, but it was mostly rain. There was only like 1 or 2 rumbles of thunder. There was like no lightning, but
Yeah, same here. They're predicting tornado warnings and stuff over here.
yeah, we were just under a watch. That was about it. The only area that I wouldn't be surprised if there was a warning for in my county is like the extreme southern end of it. That's like over on the like Massachusetts and Connecticut state line, because that area is like infamous for tornadoes.
Yeah.
I live like right near there, so oh no.
But
Where I am in Kentucky, tornadoes aren't common, but oh man, weather can be surprising sometimes, right?
Especially if you live in New England like I do. Our area's weather is about as bipolar as some of the people are.
Same. Yeah. I live
welcome to New York. You get
What do you
4
do with
seasons in
your-
one day.
Hello, Penske Racing 12 in the chat, sending us a cookie. Thank you very much, friend.
Thank you for the cookie.
I feel like one of the things I want to talk about on this is like the drive-through sim series, because I actually made history in that league earlier this year towards the end of the season in February.
Oh, we can get to that a bit down the road when we talk about things that are like in the iRacing stuff too.
Yeah. Like Timmy Hill becoming a champion in that series after absolutely destroying everyone when Willie B wasn't really like absolutely dominant, or like how Clint Boyer and Jimmy Johnson are busts in that series
And Jeff
because of
Gordon.
how bad they did. Which I thought was hilarious that Johnson sucked in that. I was like, come on, Boyer.
Mm.
Well, I don't think Johnson had any simulation type experience, and he said he like literally just got that rig for.
IndyCar tests.
Yeah, there you go.
At least the first rig for Homestead. Homestead he was in.
Yeah,
Jimmy in that Homestead race, though, he just like he LePage the field.
Yeah,
I
he
know.
did.
I watched.
I thought there was a
Anyway.
caution when there really wasn't.
Anyway, besides, let's talk about the 3 races after Daytona we had before this whole thing happened. Good old Vegas, right?
Yep.
That was actually a pretty all right race from what I remember. The winner could have been a little bit better, but you know,
I know. We were like a couple laps away from like a Blaney and Bowman duel to the finish, and then Ross Chastain had to go and spin. I was like,
yeah. And then California, the same
I'm
thing.
kind of
happened
hoping.
close to a year.
I would go on to the Chastain a little bit. I feel like even though he was rushed up there at the last second, given the circumstances, he had bursts of speed, but overall he was not great in the 6 car, not gonna lie.
He was all right.
Yeah, he was like mediocre at best, but I think it was mainly because he just got rushed into that car at the last second. So, yeah.
Man, I see a lot of American
feel like
flags
he
at your
was better
workplace,
than-
little Rusty.
I feel like he was better than Trevor Bayne was in the 6 car.
Yeah, definitely.
He wasn't as good as Newman was.
Maybe even he was probably on par with what Kansas was able to do in the 6.
Yeah.
Oh boy, I can't wait for us to start talking about Kenseth and see how many Kenseth
Yeah.
fans are going to be spamming 42 in the chat.
Kansas.
Yeah. But California was pretty I'm gonna be honest. I really didn't enjoy California that much.
I only liked it because
I mean,
Johnson had speed that race. That's the only reason I liked it. And
Yeah,
Bowman
he actually performed.
Johnson
that
had
race.
speed. He had
But
speed.
I
man.
mean, it was. I mean, California was Bowman against Blaney, and the right driver actually. Well,
a
the
right
the
driver.
right driver
Yeah,
actually
right
did
driver.
win. So
won.
And speaking of right driver, let's think. Do you all remember a certain Joe Gibbs driver who was a bit unhappy with his teammates? Good old Martin Kleenex
Oh,
Jr.
yeah.
I was thinking you were talking about old Shrub right there for a moment, not MTJ.
I have a prediction, and I'm sorry to all you MTJ fans out here, but I don't think Truex is going to win a race this year.
Me neither.
I think he's got a possibility of winning. He just got to get his consistency up instead of it just being down like it has been for the first couple of races this season.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Cole Pern was the main reason that he won all those races in that championship.
I mean, isn't like Matt DiBenedetto outperforming all of the Joe Gibbs cars right now?
Debbie is actually doing pretty well.
He's like
Yeah.
9th in points.
Let me look up the standings kind of quick here, but yeah, Debbie's up there for So let's see.
Maybe starting third in Darlington.
So point standings as of right now, heading into Darlington, because Phoenix happened and hey, Logano won, yay!
Yeah.
yeah.
But
I can hear it.
points wise, technically Kevin Harvick is the points leader.
I was a Harvick cheerleader at Phoenix.
Logano sits second with 2 wins, 1 point back, and then it's Chase Elliott in third. Bowman has a win in fourth. Jimmy has a win, does not have a win. He rounds out your top 5. Blaney,
man. My heart. You said you were about to say he had a win.
yeah, I know. Blaney 6th.
Don't get Moots' hopes up so much.
With Mr. Larson, we'll get to him later. He was 7th, but that will move Alma
The coffin dancers came for him.
Rolla to Brad Keselowski 9th, and Denny Hamlin, who has a win, will round out your top 10.
Anyway, we got a question here from Danny FedEx Fan 11. Who has pre-ordered the NASCAR Heat 5 Gold Edition? I have not.
I have not.
Me neither.
I haven't pre-ordered it yet either because I've been busy with other things in my life right now, like work and stuff.
NASCAR Heat 5 is just going to be NASCAR Heat 4, but like
Copy paste.
just added a few things. So,
I'll be honest, I'm not impressed by the covers, either cover.
I know I wanted
The one cover
Jimmy.
just looks like Chase Elliott's birthday party.
Yeah. And
It kind of does, though.
Tony Stewart's one looks to me like it's a poor quality Photoshop, at least in my opinion, you know.
Yeah.
The gold
That
background
does.
is way out of place, like way out of place. I'm not eating my lunch right now.
I should probably do that before my break is up at 6 because I have an hour-long lunch break.
Yeah.
Working at good old Wally World.
Oh, I think we should talk about how the North Wilkesboro race went.
Well, let's talk about each little iRacing race before we get to North Wilkesboro. Good old Homestead.
It was okay.
I had fun watching it.
Given that it was set up quick, that we mentioned earlier, and given the circumstances, I feel like it
was
went
chaos.
It went okay, but I mean,
A lot of drivers, that's really their first race like that.
Wasn't Hamlin's first race from what? Yeah, it wasn't Hamlin's
Yeah,
first
it wasn't
race.
Hamlin, but like
Because that's
Jimmy and all of them.
Hamlin was a sim racing prodigy, I guess, back in the day. In our 2003, he ran all the time. I think he said that's the reason he won Pocono in his rookie season.
Yeah.
Actually, the reason he swept Pocono in his rookie season.
Yeah, that's right. He swept it.
I got it on NR 2003, and I just go the wrong way after lap 2.
The only time I'm on NR 2003 is if I'm in a sim league. Hopefully, in one of them, I'm going to do a lot better than I did last season.
He's referring to the good old Amazon Cup Series.
Yeah, hopefully my Don Levy font number 90 is going to do better than the Ganassi font 42 did. Sorry to throw shade out there, Nick, if you're in the comments.
But yeah, Homestead. Was there a racing for that, or
I don't think so.
was it just whoever was invited just got in?
Pretty much, whoever got invited got in.
Whoever invited.
Okay.
What was next? Texas?
Texas was next. They did have a qualifying race for that, and the drivers that raced in was Pinty Series driver Alex LeBay. Then you got Anthony Alfredo, Ty Majeski, and Ruben Garcia that raced their way in.
Nice. The race itself was all right. Christopher Bell did a very, very, very long work at saving a car. That's one thing I remember from it.
And then the main race, Timmy Hill won with a bump and run to get by Byron.
Timmy.
I think also Texas was the highest rated out of the iRacing one.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, it was over 1 million.
Next was Richmond? No.
Bristol.
Bristol.
And then they did that was when they launched Saturday Night Thunder for just the lower series guys. In which I watched some of that, and I actually liked the Saturday Night Thunder. I don't know about anyone else, but it just made me think of watching up here in the Northeast some dirt modified series races, just how you had to either qualify for your starting lineups or you had to do a random draw for your starting heat lineups, and then you had to race your way in. So I actually did like that. But Logan Seavey took that one.
Yeah, the actual race, the invitational race. We get to talk about Bubba though.
Yeah, rage quit and lose a sponsor.
Yeah. So tell me, do you think?
Almost forgot about that.
Tell me, do you think that any of you? I just want to let's see. Yes or no? Do you think Blue Emo was fair to do that to Bubba?
No.
No.
Not really.
Not really. It's
because
it's a virtual sim, and were they even getting paid to win? Like, were they getting money when they won?
Payment for anything.
Well, certain
That is the question.
they actually. I'm taking my hat off. I'm burning up. You can actually get, paid money to do, represent certain sponsors and everything. And if Blue Emu did pay to be on Bubba's car, like actual money, I can see their point in being mad at Bubba. If it was for fun, that's a lot less valid in my view.
I know, and I kind of get where they're coming from about because they don't like quitters, but the way they handled it, they just went on Twitter like, "Bye, Bubba." They should have just done it formal and just "Hey, we're done."
I mean, they could have even did it a lot more formally on Twitter. Unfortunately, we do not see the situation that we are in right now is being able to continue. So we are going to be ending our relationship with you effective immediately. That would have been a lot more courteous than Bubba. We don't like quitters.
And the next race after that, which Byron won Bristol, by the way. Next race after that was Richmond.
I didn't watch Richmond. I was turned way too off from watching Bristol to go to watch Richmond.
But Saturday Night Thunder went to Josh Berry, the famous short track racer for Junior Motorsports. And then Byron won 2 in a row there.
Yeah. Yay.
Who was
Then-
that?
I think this is the point where a certain modified. Okay. Oh, Doug Kobe. Yeah. Any of you all familiar with who Doug Kobe is?
No.
Doug Kobe is a. Let's see. He's a
He
modified
run the modified tour.
modified driver. He won 1, 2, 3, 4. He's a 6-time modified champion. And a couple months ago, or it was either a couple months ago during the Pro Invitational thing, or a little bit before that, where the Peak Antifreeze Series crowned its first champion. He put iRacing and sim racing on blast because it ain't real racing. It's like, man, all this work we put into it, we aren't even noticed. Little fat little kids who play on the computer can get noticed more than we can. I'm not sure how much you all are on Twitter to see that drama, but I saw that, and oh boy, if I was a fan of Kobe before, I probably wouldn't have been afterwards.
Yeah, I saw like Brian Keselowski do like the same kind of thing. He was comparing like iRacers to school shooters, and I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
I was really, really tempted when the first entry list for that came out at Homestead to tag Brian Keselowski and say, "Is Brad training to be a school shooter now?" I would have gotten blocked so fast, but it would have been so worth it.
And then there was like all the stuff kind of that happened on NASCAR Twitter during the season, like the bounty and Mike Ruck and all the
14.
good Twitter drama this year.
Guys, I'm gonna have to go. My phone's like dead.
All right.
Okay,
All right,
good
see
to
ya.
have you on, Rusty.
Yeah, it was good to be back. I hope we can continue this up again like we used to and not have it.
Not have it die. Like his phone just died.
That's great. Anyways, Talladega was next. Saturday Night Thunder
actually-
for that
Hold
went
on.
a little different. They only went 2 heats with a 51 car
50
entry
car.
list. And it was Landon Huffman getting the win.
I thought the Talladega Saturday Night Thunder race was pretty good. I remember watching that one. They kept wrecking in front of the field though.
Good old Brett Moffitt finished 6th. The broken leg man.
Yeah, it's amazing to me that this pandemic really helped Moffitt. He's missing 0 races because of this.
But Bowman won the main invitational race there.
With a photo
Yeah.
finish, I believe, right?
I think so, if I remembered right.
Yeah, that was Talladega was one of the only like pro competition races that I actually like enjoyed watching, mainly because of like the Boyer and Gordon like in race thing. That was just funny watching them go at it.
Having Gordon come back to do iRacing was amazing, especially to get under Boyer's skin at times.
Boyer leading and his engine blows. Oh no! No!
The engine's blown.
Then Dover happened.
I didn't
Oh,
even watch it over.
Byron,
Alfredo won Saturday Night Thunder with Byron taking the invitational.
and that's when I tweeted out. Yeah, some drivers just suck the fun out of these events.
I know.
Yeah.
And then our last week, which was Friday, Saturday instead of Saturday, Sunday. Friday Night Thunder was Ty Majeski at Martinsville under the lights. And then we can get to North Wilkesboro.
Yay! I'm gonna be honest. It was all right, but that was really it.
Yeah.
All right.
I like that iRacing did put put in a retro track to give that retro feel and bring some past back into the current NASCAR deal.
Yeah, but that race didn't have like the best ratings because of it being on Saturday. A lot of people didn't even know that race was on Saturday.
Yeah, I
most-
don't like I'm okay with Saturday races, but the timing of it was terrible.
Yeah, that's why I think the midweek races are not going to be good in ratings because there are people that work in the evenings, i.e., me. So weekends are the most common days off for people who work. So
But it
Do you guys ever see NASCAR coming back to North Wilkesboro?
No.
there's too much work at the moment. I mean, I do like the fact that Clint Boyer kind of threw Gordon under the bus, say, "Hey, you have a bunch load of money, go repave it."
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's in like no shape
I-
to come back.
as a very long-term thing that's like very faded out into like the sunset type thing, I would say there's a very tiny chance, but most likely no. If North Wilkesboro opens back up, I could probably see like late model and ARCA races
What
at
could help,
most, probably right now.
what could help it open up is like with what we're dealing with now, they need like more racetracks that are within driving distance of Charlotte. And so if they open up North Wilkesboro and Rockingham, we'll have that.
it wouldn't. I don't think they would have enough time to actually rebuild it because the track surface is all right. Really, we need a little bit of patching, but the outside, the stands, the media areas, Victory Lane, even it all needs tore down and redone. And that
Yeah.
could take anywhere from 6 months to a whole year.
Wait, does North Wilkesboro even have safer barriers? I don't even know.
I think it's short enough to where it would really not need any.
They'd probably try to add the safer barriers in because they have that at, like Martinsville and stuff.
And a friend of mine says, NASCAR was right to move away from North Wilkesboro, which I wholeheartedly disagree with. He's always saying, tracks, it had the lowest per at any track. And a simple look at the 1996 season, the last one for Wilkesboro, instantly disproves it. I mean, literally the three short tracks, Bristol, 890,000, Martinsville, 850,000, North Wilkesboro, 930,000.
Mm-hmm.
Then later in the year, Martinsville, North Wilkesboro did have a smaller purse, but only by about 80,000. Still over $800,000, but I just don't like how people say, "Oh, it didn't pay enough money. That's why they got rid of it." No, it's because Bruton Smith saw that there was more money somewhere else, and it was just dumb.
Yeah, didn't they go to like Texas instead?
They went to Texas and New Hampshire. Well, gave Texas one date, gave New Hampshire a second date.
Mm-hmm.
So, that being said, let's try to get into some fantastic news that happened before, actually during the awesome invitational and before we go back to Darlington. As we mentioned earlier, Kenseth is back and Larson's not racing Cup anytime soon.
We just have to mention obviously why, but you all already know.
Yeah.
Larson said a bad word, and the bad word was a very, very, very racist word, in which I'll give Chip Ganassi some credit. He didn't immediately fire Larson, but he eventually had no choice to do so because every sponsor left.
Yeah, because the only sponsors Larson was actually getting was for his World of Outlaws sprint car. That was it.
Yeah.
Which obviously, as big as World of Outlaws is, it's not comparable to NASCAR. So
I mean, literally, you can sponsor a World of Outlaws car. Of course, no average Joe can, but around $100,000 for an entire year, give or take. NASCAR, it's 7 figures easy per race. That's nowhere near comparable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that like eventually Larson can go back to NASCAR because I think like everyone deserves a second chance and everything. So
there are some drivers that are saying he will come back. And then I think Larson has hinted he wants to come back, but obviously he's finished the training courses and stuff that he
Some
was.
theory train doesn't work, but that's a topic for an
But he did enough to where NASCAR says, okay, but you're still suspended. We're not reinstating you. World of Outlaws, on the other hand, said as long as he takes the certified courses or whatever,
he can come back no problem.
yeah, and which Larson did because when World of Outlaws ran at Knoxville with no fans, by the way, Larson did race there and actually raced his way in.
hmm
I think he finished like what 8th?
He got a top 10, I believe, in that race.
He
Yeah.
finished 10th.
Yeah,
But I think I saw somewhere like Larson did not ask yet to be reinstated by NASCAR.
Mhm.
I think he's
I
letting NASCAR take it into their own hands instead of pushing the fact.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
I
he knows his ride is filled. He's not gonna get a ride right now, anyways, unless say like a starting park team were to come up. But
The 7 car.
yeah, I don't think you and Larson will
Yeah.
go for a starting park team.
but
Which,
now,
Talladega.
what would you guys predict if he were to come back in the Cup Series, say as early as next year? Where do you think he'll go?
definitely not Hendrick.
yeah,
Definitely
hear
not any Chevy team.
I hear some people saying it's like Stuart Haas, but I'm like, I don't think like I know like Tony Stewart is known for like bringing people back from like bad situations, but I don't think is gonna go there like yet. I think there's like better options for him. So
Well, I
I think
mean,
he's gonna go with like a smaller team.
I think Tony Stewart. I think Tony has some pull because Gene Haas is a big money person in SHR. Obviously, I mean he funds the 41 pretty much entirely. Gene Haas does have some say in that. Obviously, he does since he owns half the team. If Larson comes back, I don't think Haas will protest too much as long as Stewart could at least secure something else to partner with the Haas brand on Larson's car.
I could definitely see the Stuart Haas. Obviously with Chevy, disbanding Larson. It's either Ford or Toyota. With how Gibbs is aligned with the Levine family and everything, I don't see it happening for Toyota on that side of things. Unless Levine somehow opens up a second car, which I don't see it happening either. But
They'd need sponsorship to open up that second car, and with how recent the Larson thing happened, there's no feasible way he's getting in a second Levine car.
Yeah.
yeah, so I think Stuart Haas will be the deal.
Stuart Haas or maybe Penske, but
I don't see Penske. I see more of Stewart because Stewart has mentioned more interest of Larson than Penske has. I don't even think Penske has mentioned Larson's name once.
But like I see like a Ford team getting him because there's not a lot of Ford drivers in the Xfinity series. And like I'd probably rather have Larson in my car than Briscoe or Cindric.
yeah, there's really only two major Ford drivers in the Xfinity series, Briscoe and Cindric.
Yeah.
I want to see. I think Briscoe will break through this year in Xfinity, and I feel like he would need a second year, kind of like how Tyler Reddick did.
Mhm.
But Cindric needs more time in Xfinity.
I'll
Yeah,
say with how well Harrison Burton's running this year, and how I'll just say piss poor Bell's running this year in Cup. I think that's going to breathe a small sigh of relief for Eric Jones. A small sigh of relief because Jones this is a contract year for him. He needs to do something, otherwise he gone.
I think if Jones brings a lot of consistency and at least gets a win, I think Gibbs will re-sign him again.
2 wins. That's what I say he needs to really keep 20.
I mean, he did win once the last 2 years and still kept his contract.
Well, he won at Daytona in 2018, Darlington 2019. So
he does have the Clash win.
Yeah, and he completely destroyed number 20 car.
The whole year's just been like the Clash, pretty much.
Yeah. Which, speaking of, okay, let's go on to Darlington here, boys. No qualifying, no practice. Keselowski's on the pole. What do you predict will happen in the race? We're not going to go to winner yet, but what do you think will happen during the race?
I'll go first.
Everyone's predicting a lap 1 wreckfest, but honestly, I think they'll play it smart. They're going to have to go based off of what they know of the track, if obviously they race there, and the teams are going to have to go off of past cars. Like, how did the car handle here at Darlington at this time? How did we do? Where did we go wrong? That type of thing. So they're going to go off of, I guess you could say, like, chalk talk notes.
They're going to go on. There's going to be a small curveball, though, for them this weekend. Darlington, it's going to be in the 90s. So
that track's going to be really slick. And
really slick, and it's going to murder tires.
Like De Benedetto, who's starting up front, would try to do something a bit too aggressive.
Now, are they having like a competition caution at like lap 30 or something?
Yeah, lap 30.
I'm personally over that.
And it's going to, yeah.
But I think like tomorrow, I forgot what I was gonna say. Whatever.
Speaking of, we all forgot about those wacky pit stop rules for the Truck Xfinity Series.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And I still stand by prediction. Ratings will be up initially for the first race with those rules, but then they will drop dramatically. Because those pit stops will absolutely ruin the racing.
Yeah. What were you guys' thoughts on the rest of the schedule? Like after Darlington, we go to Charlotte, and
slightly upset that Chicagoland got the boot, and I was getting the boot entirely this year too. But it is what it is, and we just gotta power through and move on. I just really hope that my Kentucky race can still go on, and the Pocono races can go on too.
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is, but the one thing that I kind of wish that Charlotte did, because of the fact that Chicago, Richmond, and Sonoma lost their dates.
Use their Roval for one of the races.
Yeah, that way they at least got a road course type race to replace.
I actually want to see a race at the New Hampshire Roval. Have you seen that image?
It'd be very wonky because they technically go outside the track for the Roval.
Yeah. They've also like talked about, obviously not this year, but like doing the Chicagoland street course. I saw that on Twitter.
I'm still going to stand by my stubborn fact: street course races in NASCAR will never happen, at least in the Cup Series, because the cars are way too wide and way too heavy to actually make good racing on a street course. Narrow little tracks with tight turns and everything like that. It just won't be good.
It's going to be the Heartbird turn every turn.
No, we're talking about like NASCAR here. GFS mentioned street courses. That brings me to Pinty Series. Have they? I don't think I heard anything of them postponing any events because of this. Unless I'm wrong.
I have no idea. I don't even know when their season starts.
Their season starts May 19th. Oh, in like 3 days at Canadian Tire.
That's 2020 NASCAR Pinty Series.
Wait, no, that's 2019. Never mind. I know they started Canadian Tire.
Okay, news. Okay, got a little thing here. And that NASCAR Pinty Series announced the schedule changes yesterday. Due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, the series announced a number of changes to the calendar. The upcoming races at Ducasa Motor Speedway in Ontario and Quebec's Autodrome Chaudière have been postponed. The western portion of the season previously scheduled at Edmonton and Wyant Group Raceway have been canceled altogether. There's no set schedule here, but the Canadian Tire race postponed, and the race at Grand Prix de Trois-Rivières has been canceled. So it's rocky right now. Right now, only looking at the racing reference page, only 6 races are on the slate right now. I'll even here. There it is. On July 4th at Sunset Speedway. That'd be
That's what they're looking at.
Oh, I see it. It's in chat. Yeah, they only have. Yeah, they have the schedule starting July 4th.
It could boom, but at the same time, not really. Being that it's A, July 4th, but B, that it's not at the usual Canadian Tire.
Mm-hmm.
But I still see that they got Oswego for August 19th. That's the main one I'm looking at. So, because that's their first ever dirt race in series history.
Yep.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Oh man, but yeah, I'm just I don't like this year sucks. This year sucks. Nothing can improve it, being honest.
I mean, some people have been talking about like Watkins Glen and stuff like that, and officially it is reopened as of June 1st with, at the moment, no fans. Obviously Watkins Glen, with how New York's reopening rules are, is at least half the state as of yesterday reopened to phase 1. Every 2 weeks is when they look into seeing, do you stay in that phase or do you shut down or do you improve to the next phase? And it depends. And New York split up amongst like different regions, and Cuomo kind of did that with his officials and crap like that. So
To me, all but Cuomo seems to only think that New York City is the only place in New York.
yeah, there you go.
I take it you live upstate from
I do.
NYC.
I do.
I did see on Twitter. I think they're like they will be able to do a Watkins Glen race this year.
I hope they do. Watkins Glen's the best road course.
Yeah, either Watkins Glen or Charlotte Oval.
But being that Watkins Glen starts in August, starts in August. Races in August. I honestly think it'll happen, and I'm pretty sure it could happen with fans. But we'll see how it goes. And I've been telling people, I was like, just watch. If you plan on going to Watkins Glen, just watch the region it's in and see where they're at on the reopening, or if somehow they have to go back to close.
Yeah.
I mean,
You have to do a 2-week span because everything's based upon 2 weeks.
yeah, I hope that Bashir can let Kentucky Speedway run with fans, or at least run at all. From what I can, Kentucky should be in July, so July 11th. So, oh yeah, I forgot to go in Indy in July this year. I completely
Yeah,
forgot
4th
that.
of July this year.
Xfindy's going to the Roval at Indy. Tony's supposed to be in that race.
The smoke.
I really, really hope that this COVID needs to just screw off entirely and go.
What
away.
number would Stewart drive? Because obviously 98 and 00 are his. Wait, no, there is no 00 this year.
He could just take the. He could just run the.
He could
00
take that
one.
number.
You could drive 00.
Wait, is there a 14 in Xfinity this year?
I don't think so.
Because I know TriStar had it back in like 2017, but that team just disappeared. So
TriStar gone.
TriStar was like our podcast last year.
Gone.
It was there, then died.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like
I only
this
remember-
whole COVID thing. One thing it's taught me is that everything that you like, everything that you just simply like is precious, and you really hate when it's gone. I mean, literally everything is dead. NBA gone. Well, NBA, shut down. NFL shut down. Well, NFL's not going to be back until February or whatever.
Well, NASCAR. I feel like a lot of eyes are going to be on NASCAR this weekend, which is good, but could also be bad. Being that it's the only sport that has actually planned on coming back. NHL, I guess, has had some kind of talks about coming back or not. I know their lower level affiliated leagues with the NHL have canceled the rest of their seasons. So I don't know if NHL will follow suit or if they'll just try to do like a few games and then run your playoffs and go from there. NBA hasn't announced anything. NFL's is looking into what they're going to have to do. But
yeah, I saw a post from Dave Moody, and he was saying like he's done more interviews this week, and there's more like radio stations covering this Darlington race than the ones that covered the Daytona 500 earlier this year.
Yeah.
I'm also upset. My damn Derby is delayed till September.
Yeah.
Preakness is delayed till October. Belmont is still on for June, though.
you mentioned horse tracks. New York here is allowed to open back up. horse tracks as of June 1st, but they're on their same circumstances Watkins Glen.
So we could see a Belmont Stakes on its regular scheduled date.
We should have NASCAR race at the horse track.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The dirty grass yard 500.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, I am glad that the Derby and Preakness are going to try to run this year at least, so we can at least still have a Triple Crown.
Yeah, they should try to run it even if it's without fans.
I mean, the order is going to be a little bit messed up because usually it's always the Derby first. It's been that way for a long, long time.
Yeah.
Well, I guess New Yorkers will get to have the first race this time.
I don't really go to them, not gonna lie, but
Well, have you seen how expensive tickets to those places are?
I went like once or twice when I was like 7. That was about it.
I mean, look here, 2020 Belmont Stakes. You know, just regular tickets. You know, bronze. Let's see how much that is. God, it's $400 for one person. Okay, then Preakness.
To watch what is it? The greatest 10 seconds of your life?
Two
Or
and a
no,
half minutes
the
of
greatest
horse
10 seconds of sports history or something like sports entertainment or something like that.
I could
That's
buy
That's
a
the Derby.
horse
That's the
for
Derby. The greatest 2 minutes in racing. Let's see. Regular grandstands for the Preakness. So it's around $200. Okay. Let's see how much Kentucky Derby tickets are.
Off the charts.
Oh my God!
What is it?
Let's see. Grandstand Green. That's the first floor. Let's see how much that is. $1,200.
Oh no.
But yeah, this is what we're getting into now.
I
Yes.
don't. That's 3 paychecks for me to be able to go to the Derby.
Imagine paying $1,200 to watch a one-lap race.
With $1,200, I can buy my own horse and go race it. Like, damn.
Yes. Don't they have like a simulator for horse racing?
I actually don't think so, but horse racing, man, it's expensive to get a trained horse.
Yeah.
Expensive to get a trained horse. You know how expensive betting on horses is too.
I mean, it has to be if it's just $1,200 just to sit there and watch.
I mean, the Triple Crown races, they're the most prestigious horse races in the country.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, a horse wins one of the races, they're mentioned in the history books forever. Winning the Derby, winning the Preakness, or the Belmont. Winning 2, they're somewhat ridiculed as the horse that missed out on the Triple Crown. But if they win the Triple Crown, oh boy, they are immortal, literally. It's kind of like winning the Daytona 500 in NASCAR. You win it, you'll always be mentioned as Daytona 500 winner Michael Waltrip, Daytona 500 winner Trevor Bayne, 2-time Daytona 500 winner, 2-time Daytona 500 winner Dale Earnhardt Jr., 7-time Daytona 500 winner Richard Petty. You know, you'll always be mentioned if you win the 500.
Yeah. 3-time Daytona 500 winner Denny Hamlin.
3-time Daytona 500 winner Jeff Gordon.
2-time Daytona 500 winner Sterling Marlin.
3-time Daytona 500 winner and the closest victories in 2 of the 500s, Denny Hamlin.
Yep.
So we're gonna before we get I know we were talking about Darlington before we lawsuit of all that.
Before we talk about horse racing.
Halmar and Stuart Friesen did something special over the last couple of days. They made 5 deliveries, delivering 16 tons of food, which equals to about 26,000 meals for those in need around New York State. Well, Northeast region, not really New York State, but yeah. So that was kind of cool. And then also Brandon Hightower, if any of you guys remember who he is, Xfinity driver.
Yeah.
He's doing a promotional of dirt racing down south in Louisiana and such. So far he's looking at a 3-day race schedule, and fans are included and no limitations of how many drivers can go.
Okay, I shall
With
be
his
getting
his
some-
last race is gonna be $10,000 to win. So he's got that going on.
That's cool.
But
You guys want to get into Darlington picks?
Yeah.
sure. What was it? We picked winners, underdog, and
Top 3, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to do picks for both races?
Yeah, we can do that. What the heck?
All right. Who's going first?
Shlomo, since he's been quiet.
Okay. All right then. So my win pick is gonna be Jimmy, because for Hendrick Motorsports, they've always been fast off the truck, so and that's gonna be important this weekend. And last year, Jimmy ran top 5 for most of the race until he got caught up in someone else's mess. My underdog is gonna be, I don't even know.
Are you saying
Jimmy-
Jimmy's gonna win both races?
Yeah, no, I mean, I wish, but no. I think Jimmy counts as an underdog now. He hasn't won in a while, so it's gonna go with him. And then
So who's your pick for the first race?
Jimmy.
for Darlington.
Yeah, we're doing 2 picks for tomorrow's and what is it, Wednesday they're racing too?
Yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah.
So
I still have
so we're
to pick
doing 2
Wednesday.
picks for everything, which is underdog, who's gonna win, and you guys can throw in there who's gonna
Yeah.
be terrible or who's gonna get
Well-
bad luck.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
And Shlomo's going first.
Oh yeah. So all right, for this week, actually, I think it's gonna be Brett Keselowski since he's starting up front. He's won there before. It's pretty good. And then
Won there once
Wednesday-
before.
Yeah, once before, but and then Wednesday, Jimmy is gonna win. So those my picks.
Do you have any underdogs or no?
Oh yeah, underdogs. Shoot, I forgot.
Debbie is technically still an underdog.
Yeah, David's an underdog. I'm gonna go with that. Can't think of any. Since he's starting up front, so I think it's just gonna do good.
All right, and who will do terrible?
Oh, okay.
Catch some bad luck, let's put it that way.
Just Joe Gibbs Racing in general, probably because they've always sucked off the truck this year, and they've just sucked in general this year, so they're gonna do bad this week.
Okay, who's next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
I would say my pick for the first race is, I have it right here. It's Denny, and so I could see Denny winning the first race. I mean, he won the first iRacing race. He's already won this year. I'd say for like if I had to pick 3 other drivers, I would say probably like Eric Jones, maybe Brad and Eric Jones. Or yeah, I said Eric Jones. Maybe Harvick.
All right.
My underdog would be Matt DiBenedetto. And yeah.
Okay. For my picks, race 1, the first one, stage 1, I think it's going to go to Brad easily. Stage 2, Kyle Busch, and who will win overall. I'm going to go on a bit of a tangent. It'll come down to a late race restart between Kenseth, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, and Jimmy Johnson. Kyle will attempt to move Kurt like Kurt intended at Bristol last year, wreck them both, and Kenseth will beat Jimmy in a photo finish on the first race.
NASCAR does happen.
Wednesday's race will be unbelievably boring. Logano will win all 3 stages. Underdog, I'm going to go with Newman, actually. I'm gonna consider Newman an underdog in this one.
Yeah.
And for surprising bad luck, Truex.
Well, I'm surprised with Slow Motion saying bad luck going to Gibbs. Statistically wise, as I look at it, Hamlin in 14 starts at Darlington has 2 wins, 7 top 5s, 11 top 10s. Jones in 3 starts has finished in the top 10 in every race with 2 top 5s and a win. Kyle Busch in 15 starts, 1 win, 4 top 5s, and 10 top 10s. And then MTJ has 1 win, 2 top 5s, 6 top 10s, and 14 starts. So I could see GFS's reason for bad luck for him. But
I think Slow Motion's talking about at the start of the race, and Darlington is not kind to those that fall a lap down. He's thinking that they're going to unload off the truck absolutely horrible.
Yeah, because like in practice, like they're always like first or second practice. Like it takes them a while for them to get going. Like so far in 2020, so I just think that like since there's gonna be no practice, no qualifying, they're just gonna be bad this year, and they've already been bad this year. Like the highest is I believe Hamlin in 10th. So I just don't think they're gonna do good this weekend.
so for Sunday's race, I'm a toss up between even though what you say is right, but I have to go with what I see, and I'm going to go with experience and stats on this one. I'm going to go with either Kyle Busch or Jimmy Johnson, or I could see both of them winning Sunday and Wednesday. And then for underdog, Newman would be a good one. He has 13 top 10s and hasn't won yet in 21 starts.
Newman also has like a little bit of extra practice from the testing.
Right. And then bad luck. I have this. I can't say Kurt Busch for bad luck because statistically at this track he sucks. But bad luck. I could see MTJ probably. I mean, he hasn't had the hot season he has had in the last few years. So
Well,
I would say this about Johnson. Johnson, when he won at Darlington in 2012, that was a big win because it was
Hendricks 200th Cup one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and Johnson has a lot of big wins, so he could win a big race like this.
Yeah.
And he's had some pretty decent cars this year.
Mm-hmm. I just
I think Auto Club was his best race this year so far.
Yeah, hands down. He was running
A track
top
that
five.
murders tires like Darlington does. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just think that like this week is gonna come down to experience, and like there's no one who has more experience than Jimmy Johnson. So yeah.
I mean, since we're done with talking about our predictions for Darlington now, how about a little bit something from what have we all been doing since our last little podcast here?
All right. Who'd like to go first?
I nominate slow motion.
Oh.
I second.
Yeah, third.
Wow. Okay. Just putting me on the spot here. All right. So, not much. I've only posted like 3 videos in the last year. I'm busy, so yeah, I'm trying to get back at it. I'm almost at 300 subscribers. I'm like at 294. So, I'm trying to work on that right now.
All right.
Who's next?
I'll go.
Irishman, you got a question in the chat. Nick says, "What are you eating?"
I'm eating a hot dog. Yeah, I've been doing some YouTube videos and still been doing my Amazon Cup Series races. What was the Fairlight Cup Series? Now it's the Amazon Cup Series races. In our 2003, slow motion is actually in that series.
I keep DNQing in every single race.
Well, not every single race, but
almost. I watched the Talladega one. I was leading for a bit, and then I just get screwed over and then missed the field. So
yeah, you did get your best career finish though at the Watkins Glen.
Yeah.
So there's still that.
Yeah.
But you also flipped at Charlotte and didn't pull in. But anyway, still owning that the season 7 and season 2 of the both series there finally come to an end. So now I'm on a much needed break time at just playing my games.
Mm-hmm.
Next,
I've been kind of doing all my normal videos.
have you been trying to start a racing career on a computer?
Possibly. I still keep up with the NASCAR meme series. I don't know what will happen next for this podcast, but this is a pretty fun show tonight. And it's been a while since I've done this. But yeah, that's all I have.
So for me, well, I have become head flagger for a organization called 518 LMRO, which stands for Lawnmower Racing Organization. And then that was happening. I still do NR stuff on YouTube and whatnot, but I'm now more in depth with that racing organization going into this year, as my channel is now the official home YouTube home for the organization. As when we do get back to racing, you'll see races from there going on that will be uploaded to my channel. Plus, I'll be head flagging again as usual, and I got promoted to do race director, and I kind of help do some promotional stuff over there as well.
Hey, TNT, you got a question here from Nick as well. How long have you been growing your beard for?
Oh boy. Oh, I'm trying to think the last time I actually like trimmed it, because I don't like to go like clean shave. I hate it. So I want to say probably, I think when I last trimmed it was probably somewhere around November. And I haven't really touched it since.
My beard is a slow grower, so it gets to neck beard territory. I want to go up to full beard territory, but it refused to do it. So today I just shaved it all except for a little bitty goatee, and my non-existent mustache is still there too.
I will say, I'm pretty sure what happened to Larson, and like, no offense to this, but like, I'm pretty sure what happened with Larson is that he was just trying to read one of Nick's messages in the chat and just said his first and last name.
Oh no.
But yeah, basically, I work for a racing organization. Actually, technically, if you think about it, I work for 3. And then, but I mainly do 1. And then I do NR stuff. I'm usually more on Twitter, but I'll do some of it on YouTube. So TNT Network 61 is where you find me on Twitter. If you want to go check out what I got over there.
I think I'm following you.
Yeah.
I think all 3 of you do. I think.
Mhm. Yeah, I do. I think. Hold on. Seeing if I do.
Racing League. I work with them now too. They're a PS4 online league. They run cup stuff, and I did a dirt series with them, which I won the championship for, by the way.
At Kyle Wilford on Twitter if you want to know more about that.
He has the main league, which is Cup, and then they run Cup cars for a national league, which is a step down from that. They're starting up a startup series for any drivers who just need help and stuff like that, or just want to improve. No points or anything. And then, of course, there's exhibition races they do with trucks. And then of course my dirt series with them, but that's more in the wintertime when we're not NASCAR racing.
Mm-hmm.
And usually when I have more time.
Anything else?
Last week or so, did you all see the Filter Time Bash?
Yeah,
I
did.
missed the second annual,
heard about it.
second
Yeah.
annual, the second Filter Time Bash.
Yeah, I saw both of them.
I saw the first one, but I missed the second one.
For some reason, Iceberg thought it would be a good idea to recruit me for it.
Oh, you're gonna be in it?
I was in it, the second Filter Time Bash.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I forgot.
How'd
Yeah, the second one, I think the esports racers, like their alliance, I think it kind of ruined it, because like they're just all like want to just go to the front. I didn't
go to
really
the
like that
front.
much.
They kept on stacking up the inside line, and they were following their little unwritten rule of pro leaguers can only work with the pro leaguers. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I finished on the lead lap at least, and
That's good.
I was in danger of going a lap down to the third stage because I got loose and almost turned Joseph. So I had to resort to becoming a very loyal pusher for 30 laps.
Mm-hmm.
I pushed Eric Estep for a good 20 to 30 laps, and we both got lucky with a caution and got us back up there. So, and it was a 100% race. So at the end of it, my chair was sticky. I couldn't get out of it. It sweated so much, and it was just, but
Yo.
it was fun. It was very fun, though.
Mm-hmm.
At least to run at it, with the others. Of course, it sucks I couldn't challenge for the win, but hey, it's racing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Something I really should do is those Team Blunder videos that I made. I really need to start making those again. Those are pretty good. Those were pretty fun for me to make.
Oh, and also NASCAR news that we didn't mention that happened this morning. Alex Bowman signs with Hendrick, re-signs with Hendrick through 2021.
I saw that. And
That's good.
was it Byron too?
Believe.
I think Byron was already signed.
Yeah, I think Byron already signed an extension before this season happened, or like after Daytona or something. But Bowman just signed an extension this morning through 2021.
That's. I honestly think he's a championship contender this year. Not gonna lie, he's been fast everywhere so far.
Yeah, same.
All right. Is that about a wrap then?
It's
Yeah,
probably is going to be
I
a
think
wrap.
so.
I think we got about everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should do this again next week, though.
Mm-hmm.
Or at
Maybe.
least
Gotta find some time when there's no racing and everything.
Is there a race next Saturday? I forgot.
I think it's Sunday and Wednesday again next week.
Yeah.
It was like
If
Xfinity.
it's not,
There might be Xfinity.
oh wait,
Cup.
hold on.
I'm gonna check
remember.
the all three schedules for the top three series because those are the only series that matter anyway. But
Yeah.
I got it right here actually.
May 23rd.
Darlington is Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And then with Xfinity running Tuesday, Charlotte is Sunday for the Coke 600.
There's
Then
no
Monday,
racing next Saturday.
Monday for Xfinity, Tuesday for trucks, and Wednesday for Cup.
So the
Alright.
23rd is completely free of any
Yes.
sort of racing. So
Yeah, so we could probably do it next Saturday again.
yeah,
So you gonna pull out the fancy little gong you got over there to close us out?
I think that's a good way to close this out.
Gotta do it right.
All right. Bye, everybody.
See you.
See you another time.